Hi, this is Shilpa here. Welcome to my blog. So this time I'm sharing with you a very interesting case. It's one of my first experiences with stage 1 homeopathy. So this particular girl has been my patient since 1998. So I was working as a homeopathic GP in India, and she was 9 years of age then. So she presented with this severe eczema on her palms and soles that was quite itchy at night. There were deep, painful cracks, did not respond to conventional treatment. And if I remember from my notes, I never actually got much history from her. So I was basically working at stage 2. She presented as a very mild girl, very sensitive to criticism, quite tense before her exams, wanting to please everyone around. She sat quietly. Her parents gave some history, but basically I was really working with physicals and based on my mathematical knowledge of her mental state. She followed on and off whenever her eczema aggravated, especially in the winter and when she had lots of stress or before her exams, and she responded well to silica, calc sulf, and I think there was calcareous silicate given at some point as well. Sulfur worked as an intercurrent. So really basic stage 2 and 3 homeopathy, just trying to get what was the presenting state and trying to get on top of that. And she followed up for about 4 or 5 years after that, only when the eczema came, which came the episodes became quite lesser eventually. And then I did not really see her. After I moved to Sydney, I didn't hear from her. An occasional email possibly to, get a prescription from me, but that was it. And then I got an email from her for some help with her menstrual issues. Now, she had never actually mentioned about these issues before, but she, provided her sonography report by email, and she was diagnosed as PCOS, and I thought there was something going on here, and I referred her to my colleague at the homeopathic hospital in India, but she wanted to continue to see me. So it was really difficult with the connection and other things through Skype and phone. So I said, all right, let me send you a questionnaire. I'll get some information and I have your history and we'll go from there. So what I got from her questionnaire was the following. She had some boils, really large acne on her face, eyes, hands and legs. So she was 19 at that time. This was around in 2011. Now she said there was pus-filled, painful, oozing blackish blood. Now she's not really had lots of acne. It was only since she started the hormonal pills by her GP that these boils came up for her condition. There was a lot of weight gain and her menses are very irregular. She has, they come every 2 months, 1.5 to 2 months. Quite profuse, lots of clots and extremely painful. And she mentioned some of the physicals and the mental generals which I got from the questionnaire were this desire for spicy hot food, which I thought was quite common. She mentioned as a child she had this desire for chalk and lime in childhood. She had this aversion to milk, lots of desire for open air and profuse perspiration. Nothing much in the mental sphere, so I gave her a call, and what I found was it was really hard to get any information. What I got from her family and other parents was that she's still very mild and reserved, very extremely sensitive to losing her loved ones, and quite lonely. Doesn't have many friends, has 1 or 2 friends, but has quite a few issues with them. So she's really quite lonely. And she's quite sensitive to reprimand and criticism, dreams of water. So those were the basic features I got from her. I did a basic repertorization using her key physicals, particulars, and also her generals. I did not repertorize a mental state because I thought I would just basically match it from the mathematical information, because the case wasn't deep enough for me to go there to any stage 4 or stage 3 using a delusional approach. So I'm just using Keyton Bonninghausen approach here. And these were the remedies which came up strongly. natramur, mac carb, natrum carb, rustox, staphysagria. Um, these were the main remedies coming up. She'd responded well to silica and sulfur in the past. However, based on the mature medical understanding, I decided to give her mac carb, especially with this key thing around relationships and quite reserved and dreams of water. And so she's not had her periods for more than 2 months because she had stopped the pills and she didn't get any after that. So I said, let's start with mac carb, one dose, which was given on the 10th of August 2011. Now then, and I asked her to email me after a week, and she said she had severe cold and cough the next day with lots of vomiting and headache, and she said there was nothing which she ever did that could actually give rise to this. So we said, we'll wait and see what's happening. You can stop the remedy now. You know, she was given one dose and take a few more if need be, but right now I said keep with one. On the third day she had some spotting and it was quite scanty for a few hours. It stopped. So I said, we'll still wait, see what's happening. If you need to, you could take another dose if the next time the periods are delayed. And I was waiting for them to come, the flow to be more profuse the next time. So she continued taking the dose every month. So what happened was she communicated with email basically. So what I got was the next time it was delayed. So she took the remedy and then she bled after the second or the third day. And the periods were still very scanty. And I was waiting for it to become normal, the flow to normalize within a few months. But for the next 3 months, she got the periods only after she started the remedy within that week. And it was still scanty. She seemed happy with the fact that she was getting her periods without the pills and without those side effects, but there was something happening here. I was not really happy with the way she was reacting to the mac carb because I thought it was a well-indicated remedy, and I thought I should look at an intercurrent here, which is possibly an anti-miasmatic remedy, which I would have given at that point. Now, at the same time, I was discussing this case with my co-mentor, Dr. Trupti. Now, she is a homeopathic doctor at the gynecological ward at the college hospital in Mumbai where we graduated, and she was a classmate. And she mentioned that over the last few years, she's been seeing a lot of PCOD and endometriosis in young girls. And they came basically because they wanted to come off the hormonal treatment, and uforinum or folliculinum was a specific she gave during the ovulation, just before the ovulation in the follicular phase, and those with the constitutional. So the constitutional was given a monthly along with the uforinum or the folliculinum. So I decided to actually look at these two remedies. I had known folliculinum, but uforinum was quite new to me. So I read in Clarke's Mater Medica, and he mentioned it's made from the ovarian gland. It's a remedy for ovarian cysts with associated complaints of acne and prurigo. So the skin symptoms with the ovarian pathology I thought was a very strong concomitant for this remedy at stage 1, which was something which I could see in this girl. So if I was working along stage 1 of homeopathy, and through my research, I realized you need to match the location, the kind of action, the depth of action, which comes from Compton Burnett's way of prescribing. And I thought the location matched because it was an organ remedy, plus the pathophysiology matched with the kind of action and the depth because it could create cysts. So I thought I would go more for the uforinum rather than the folliculinum. And that was when I started off with the protocol, logically thinking, it boosts up the follicular phase. So let's start on day 5, go on for 5 or 6 days. And then after a fortnight, she would take the mac carb, 200. And she has now continued to follow me for the last 1.5 years. And this was her monthly regime, and she's never looked back actually. Through the last 1.5 years, her periods are normal, they're regular, the flow is much better. The pain is reduced. Her skins remain clear. I just remember the first time she got Ufaranum, she had such a profuse period. She was drained and she dreaded having another period. So it was sort of some sort of unblocking or a flushing off sort of an episode which happened just for one period, and since then the periods have been normal. And I'm amused. I've never seen a stage 1 remedy work that intensely, and I've used this remedy for a lot of other girls with similar results. So I just think it's a very simple protocol. You don't really use a lot of your skills that you require at stage 3 and 4. So you don't expect it to work, right? But it does, and that's my basic experience with just Ufaranum. There are so many other stage 1 remedies, and I'm hoping to collect more information, and I would love to hear from you as well. What has worked for you, and are there any stage 1 remedies that you could share with us? It would be great to collect information and share information. So thank you very much. Hope that was helpful. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.